Welcome to Noobs to Foodies. My name's Amelia.
And my name's Trevor.
And today we are making, well, you saw the title, but we are making stuffed chicken breasts with just herbs and a little bit of vegetables, which we didn't grab the vegetables, so I'm going to have him do that, peas and carrots. And, like I said, we're just going to stuff it with some herbs, and we're also going to have some, couscous, which this is couscous, if you want to know. And we're going to be making, a cup of couscous. Sorry for all the noise. Couscous is technically pasta, by the way. So, onto the chicken. If you can see here, we have 2 chicken breasts. I already cut one off screen, just so I could, make sure I remember what I'm doing, since I haven't done it since, 2015. Disclaimer, be careful with knives, just in general. If you're not an adult, and get your parents' permission. Or help. So, this is the one that I cut. And the way that you do it, if you're curious, is you start way out here, first of all, by the way. And you just kind of score it like this along the thing. Or you can make longer cuts. Now, I didn't go all the way down because this is too thin. You're going to cut right through and you're going to have a big hole if you do that. And this is about how deep I made it. And this part is a lot thicker because I was taught in high school, since I took cooking, that you want the top to be thicker to hold things in if you're doing herbs. So, especially if you're doing vegetables, but also herbs. So this one already had a cut in it, a partial cut, but he's going to attempt, and I'm actually going to turn it that way for him, to cut just a little bit up here. I think this is his first time making a pocket in chicken breasts.
Yeah, I'm going to try this, so hopefully it turns out.
Yeah, so he's just going to cut up here, and then we're going to make the stuff that's going in it, just the seasoning. Then we're going to turn off the camera, stuff it, start boiling our water for our couscous, get these in the oven, and then once these are done and the couscous is done and everything's done, we'll show you at the end, because there's not much we need to show you. It's just boil your couscous, let it sit for 5 minutes after you boil it, fluff it with a fork. Yeah, that's literally it.
Because let's be honest here, you guys mostly come around for knowing what we're making and how it turns out, so that's what we're going to give you.
And then we're going to have green beans as well, but that's just going to be on the side. And we're going to have a bit more peas and carrots on the side, but those will be microwaved as usual. Now again, be careful with knives. Now, he wants to start up here and go over here.
I don't know.
He wants to start right there, and he wants to go down to about here, but no further.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do it from this position.
You should be able to. You should be able to. No. Okay, you don't want to cut right through it like that. I mean, you put your fork in. No. Okay. Okay. Do you want me to...
Yeah.
Don't make fun of... So, he was way up here. That's probably a little high for the fork. You want to go down here and then pull so you can see where you're cutting. And then see where this fat is? You want to go right above that and you want to score here.
Okay.
Not go down. Yep. Score up here. You only want to go... You want to start up here and you want to go down to here. See up here?
Yeah.
And go down to there. You're up too high again. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the camera.
Oh, I'm starting to get it there.
Okay, don't go too hard. You don't want to pierce it. Okay? Be gentle. Okay?
Oh, it's starting to come around.
You don't want to put a lot of pressure in, because if you do, you're gonna go right through the chicken. Deep or too big. Don't go down too far. Don't go down too far. You're going down too far. You're gonna cut right through where we're putting in our stuff. Sorry if I'm talking a lot, guys. He's learning. No, you're going down too far, Trevor.
I don't really know.
This is where you should go. Just this length, right here. This will help you guys learn as well. Stick your fork. You want to jab that fork in? Not there. You want to jab it in up here. So that you have a better hold. There you go. That'll give you much more control over the chicken. There. Now stop. Now you want to pull that open and see how far you've gone in. Okay, you're going to want to do 1 or 2 more scores. Now, the way I do it is I do little, like this.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it.
He's going to stop.
Yeah.
I'm going to take over. Not because I'm mad at him or anything, but here's what the problem is.
I'm just not
He's starting to, here's a learning opportunity for him and for you. I had to learn this too at one point. I was horrible at cooking until I was 18, so don't feel bad. So, here's the thing. He was starting to use the tip of the knife. Do not use the tip of the knife facing in like this towards the chicken, you're gonna cut a hole right in the chicken and make it really hard to keep your stuff in. So, here's what I suggest. When you are getting to the point where you're like, oh, it might be in enough, or it's like, okay, should I go over here? Should I go over here? It's not really going much. That's when I say you take your fork and you leave it open as you score it at that point. And he could have gone up a little bit higher, actually, just a little. And then, as you can tell, I'm just kind of scoring it. I'll do it this way so you can see better. I'm using the tip of the knife a bit, but I'm not facing it inwards, as you can tell. I'm kind of going like, if you were using a sword or a fencing tool, and you were moving it like this. Please don't put your hand near the knife. Please be careful. Don't do what he just did. He did it by accident. But like this. See how I'm kind of moving it? Circular motions, I guess is the best way to describe it. So that's not in enough. So I'm going to face it down a little bit. Since he was going straight in, which I said is not the best thing to do, I'm going to face it down a bit. And then just quickly like this, which I think is the best way to do it. See how much quicker that is?
Yeah.
And there, we have a pocket.
Still decent sized pocket.
And now we have a pocket. And that's a really good pocket, actually. So there you go. We're gonna now stuff the chicken. Now, if you're wondering what we used, here's what it looks like. It's peas, carrots, and herbs, and that's all it is. And we used half a teaspoon of basil, half a teaspoon of, this is summer savory, half a teaspoon of parsley, knocking things into each other, and half a teaspoon of oregano, and that's literally all we used. Now the reason we only used 4 herbs is because, in my opinion at least, these two are a little bit stronger. This is oregano, by the way, I know you can't read it. Basil and oregano are a little bit stronger, especially oregano. Plus, you don't want too much going in, because if you have too much, it's more easy for it to seep out.
Yeah.
Sorry if this is more like a lesson than a fun video, but we're called Noobs to Foodies, so we are going to be learning stuff, so if you don't like it, sorry, go to a different channel, I guess. Because we're probably going to be doing this somewhat often. As we learn, we will share what we know. Or if we already know something, we will share what we know.
Alright.
So, I'm going to take half a teaspoon at a time. And conveniently there's a fork, so I'll just use that.
Oh, I was going to say, is that going to be thick enough or heavy enough to kind of... Oh yeah, you can totally get that in there.
Now, I'm pushing it down and in at the same time. This is how I was taught in high school, by the way. Oh, went down too far. Didn't realize this was the one that was already had a cut in it in itself. Went down way too far. Gotta be careful how far I go down with that. Wasn't thinking. Okay, I'm gonna grab a bit more herbs. I got one more pea, but a bit more herbs. So, I'm gonna stop there because that slit can't hold much. We're gonna finish seasoning those.
Okay,
Put them in the fridge. Or fridge. No, sorry. I'm gonna leave that in, that's funny. Put them in the oven. You preheat your oven, by the way, I don't think we said, to 450 for the length of time that we're doing them, but you can adjust for whatever you think is best. And we have our couscous in the back. We have to check on that as well, so we will finish seasoning these, get them in the oven, and check on our couscous. Okay, I wasn't going to show you anything until we were ready, but I have an extra step I'm doing. If you ever find that you go to use a fork to fluff your couscous, and it's not fluffing up the way you want it to, that means that you added just a tiny bit too much water. Although mine is barely not fluffy, it's just slightly mushy. I'm gonna fry mine in no water and in no oil. Yes, there's a chance it could stick, but I only have it at level 3 or like a medium low, basically. And I have a spoon, because I can't use a metal fork on here. It'll scratch all of the non-stick off, which we do not want. So, I'm just trying to get this in a nice even layer, which is what you like to have when you fry things. I'm gonna let it fry. Literally for like 2-3 minutes. And I'm also gonna add this. Now this is the same mixture we put in the chicken with a half a teaspoon of basil, a half a teaspoon of oregano, a half a teaspoon of parsley and a half a teaspoon of summer savory. But I also added a fourth a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, a fourth a teaspoon of paprika, and a half a teaspoon of lemon juice. Oh, and I should also add pepper. Since I love pepper, I'm surprised I would forget it. There, it's about a fourth
Do
teaspoon.
you guys like pepper? If so, let us know down in the comments.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with pepper. Even when I could eat salt, even when I was like not medically told not to eat salt, I still really liked pepper. Now, The only liquid in here is the lemon juice. There's no oil. I'm doing this because couscous is a little bit higher in calories than, say, oh, sorry for loudness, the no yolk pasta we used. And also, I'm using quite a bit of herbs, so I don't want to have too much oil. Plus, we were going to put oil on the outside of our chicken, but I decided not to do that because it doesn't need it. So I'm going to let this sit for like 3-4 minutes total. Stir all the herbs in with a fork, and then that should be it for that. I just want to show you that I was doing that extra step.
We have our stuffed chicken finally plated.
I don't know why this is like leaking so much fluid. Maybe it's because we had it covered. That's my guess, but it is leaking fluid. So we already checked. They are done. Don't worry, they are done. We checked.
Yeah.
But here's what they look like stuffed, and everything stayed in. Nothing fell out.
Yeah.
See, you can see it there, and you can see a little bit up there.
If you aren't already, give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter, because we are active a fair bit on those social media platforms.
Yep. So now we're gonna try it.
Okay, yeah.
So you can go first, I guess. I think you went first last time, but I really just don't care. I seriously just don't care.
So I'm gonna try a thick piece here.
If you hear any noise, we have the 2 cats, or at least one of them, and Lester.
Ooh, actually, that's a nice cross section.
Let's see if I can get a good zoom in for you. The camera isn't the greatest at focusing, but you can kind of tell what's going on there. Will it focus if I put my hand in the shot? No. Okay. You get it though. There we go. There's a clear spot.
Oh.
We're good.
Alright. So, now to try
Again, if you guys recreate this, please comment down below, let us know how it goes, or put a picture on Instagram and
go ahead and tag us.
or tag us on Twitter. Alright.
Alright.
He's gonna try that, and then he's gonna try the couscous and veggie mix.
Alright. So yeah, that was quite good.
He had to go get a drink off screen there. Apparently it's quite thick.
Yeah.
So now he's going to try the couscous mixture, which is essentially the same herbs, but little paprika, little red pepper flakes, which is spicy, and a little lemon. I am trying to tighten it. Whoa! I am trying to tighten this. Editor Q, get rid of that. Thanks. My dog is, if you hear him, he wants some of it.
Alright, so I'm going to try this now, our herb mix with the couscous and veggies.
And like I said, there's a little lemon, little paprika, and little pepper as well, and a little red pepper flake, so a tiny bit spicy added to the couscous.
Yeah, and that is pretty tasty.
Okay, now I'm gonna try. I think I'll take from up here, since this is where we stuffed it. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Ooh, look at that. You can see all of that in there. I even got veggies. That's a pretty big piece. Oh, jeez. That's a pretty big piece. Oh, jeez. Well, I don't want all of that, because I don't like huge pieces in my mouth, so I'm going to actually cut that down a bit. No, I broke part of it. Oh, well. No big deal. I can still have the veggies and whatnot. Okay. That's really good. That is so good. Now I'm going to try the other stuff. Yeah. Dropping things. We did let the couscous cool down, by the way. Because we let it sit out at room temperature. Because we just don't care. If you did care, you could have microwaved it.
Yeah.
It's a little mild, the couscous, but I do really like it compared to the overly herbed chicken. It's a good balance. So again, if you're going to do this, let us know in the comments, tag us, all this stuff. We have a Twitter, we have an Instagram, we have links down below. Please like, share, subscribe. This is really good.
Alright.
Thank you for all the commenting and views and all that stuff, by the way.
Alright, so until next time, I hope you join us again on Noobs to Foodies. We really like having you here, and we're looking to have you forward to having you here next time around. And until then, have yourselves a great day.
Yes. Thanks for watching. Bye.
And bye.